the little dabbers, and they watch you guys and all your camaraderie. Any words to rile them up?
Come with me now. Come with me now.
To my little dabbers, hi first. But I don't want to say anything that may offend anybody. No pun intended.
He was sick today. He came in this morning and wasn't feeling very well. He was running a temperature, a fever, excuse me, and they took a look at him, saw the doctor, gave him some medicine, so hopefully tomorrow will be fine. Hopefully. So we'll see. But that was the reason today.
No alarm bells for a contingency plan just yet.
No.
Hopefully it blows over.
Hopefully he's fine. Hopefully by tomorrow.
Coach, the players had said, of course, they want Marshawn to play. They want to play against the best. And as a coach, what's your outlook on that?
Well, certainly. I mean, I like the attitude about wanting to play against the best. I mean, again, these guys are defending NFC champs, and I think Josh Norman said it very well. If you want to be the champs, you got to be able to beat them. And so this has been a very good test for us. And I like our attitude about wanting to play against their best players.
You guys have done a pretty good job against Marshawn. How have you been able to find success against him?
Well, I mean, again, I think when you play against certain teams, you have a tendency to play to a higher level. I think when you play against these guys, we've been fortunate we have been able to play well in certain situations and circumstances. And you look at what they do. We haven't had the kind of success we want to have against them. We were fortunate last time to win, and we'll see what happens this time.
Ron, how do you think the experience of the past couple of years in the playoffs will impact this team this weekend?
I think it's going to be good. I really do. I like the fact that we worked ourselves to where we are now, and during that process we've had 3 playoff games that we've had to go through, and we've had different situations, circumstances for all of them. We played 2 home games. We played a game on the road, a big game on the road, and I think we've learned how to handle situations, circumstances. Again, this is a whole new year, a whole new season, and we'll see how it goes. But I think we gained experience. We have an understanding, we feel what to expect, what to anticipate. I think a couple of years ago, I think we learned a valuable lesson in terms of maintaining our composure. And so I think there's been a lot of things that we've grown through in the past 2 seasons in terms of being in the playoffs.
Seemed like there was like a dance party going on in there for like 10 or 15 minutes. How would you, in the locker room?
Okay.
How would you describe it? I mean, certainly not a lot of tension or stress.
No, I think it goes back to talking about their personality. I mean, these are who these young men are. I mean, they're loose. They're working hard. They're preparing hard. And again, I like the fact that we had the bye week. We were able to do some work. I think the guys focused in on improving. And then again, I think they believe and understand what the task at hand is. That was a good practice again today. So I think this is all part of who they are. And again, it's as long as we're practicing and focusing the way we need to, those are just part of it. And it's about not getting tight, it's not being uptight. It's about being focused and prepared.
You guys kind of have a crap forecast for Sunday. It's snow and rain kind of mix. I mean, how does that affect your game plan?
I don't think it's going to affect the game plan. I think the truth of the matter is, in those situations, both teams are going to be in. It's like what happened for them last week. Both teams had to play in that sub-zero weather. So, it's if you look at it the wrong way, you approach it the wrong way, all you've done is given yourself an excuse. So, as far as I'm concerned, because they play in it and we're going to play in it, that part evens itself out.
And Ron, before you guys played them in October, you talked about contacted the league about the technique they used on Chancellor's leap in last year's playoff. Did you see them doing that at all in your October game or subsequently at all in any games this year, that same technique?
Well, again, what they do basically is certain situations, circumstances in a game. And again, we've talked to the league about the stuff that we'd like for them to be aware of.
Is that just kind of officials? Is it subjective in terms of whether they call it or not?
Well, again, first of all, you got to break the rule for them to call it. And again, we just we'll see how it's all approached as we get into the game.
and you had the comeback win over Seattle. You've had a couple of fourth quarter saves this year. This team doesn't panic. That's a great characteristic to have going forward. Where do you think that comes from?
Well, I think it's just the experience and the confidence more so than anything else. I mean, this is our 5th season together. I think, we have a lot of confidence in what we're doing on all phases. I really do. I think, we've got guys in the right position that are confident in their abilities. I mean, I like who our center is. I think he really helps to control their offensive line. I like our tight end, who's, a guy who feels he can get himself open. I like the wide receivers. As young as some of them are and as experienced as a couple of them are, I think these guys have a lot of confidence. The quarterback is playing at a very high level right now, as is the running back. So again, I think it is about confidence. On the defensive side, I like the fact that we got Luke out there. We've got some very veteran guys that are on the football field at the right time. And Thomas Davis and Roman Harper. I mean, these are guys that you want in those types of situations, circumstances, because they've been through some big games. And I think when you have guys that have been in the spotlight or have had big opportunities, I think everything slows down, and hopefully we can maintain that.
How was Joe Webb as Russell Wilson?
He was good, a little taller, but he tried to do the things that we're expecting from Russell. Again, you're talking about one of the elites in this league, in my opinion. And again, I've always said this about, at the end of the day, the young man's a solid football player, but he's a winner. And I think Joe tried to emulate him as best he can. He'll do it again for us tomorrow, and we'll see how it goes.
Ron, are you, at this point, kind of ruling out Pfizer?
Yes, I mean, for the most part, he's doing the best he can. He's been working on it. He's getting better and better. But without having any actual practice time, it's going to be hard to have him on the football field unless somebody were to get sick tomorrow or something like that.
You're still working out things in terms of the rotation and kick return?
Yes. And we're feeling pretty good about the group of guys that we're going to have out there.
Do you feel that with what you saw at Cameron Artis Payne the last few games, that that's going to change how you look at the rotation a little bit more, using him more, because he didn't really get used with Jonathan?
Well, again, I think one thing that you've got to always look at is sometimes you do feed the hot hand, and again, that's one of the things that we've got to look at. Jonathan's rolling, doing the things that he's capable of. We're going to probably want to keep him in a little bit longer. But do we have confidence in Cameron Artis Payne? Most certainly. I think he's proven to us he has the kind of ability to play in this league, and we just got to make sure we find opportunities for him.
You talked about doing some self-scouting by week. You had the four block kicks. Is that something that you feel like has been addressed and resolved?
Yeah, I mean, in the last few games, we protected fairly well. I think some of the adjustments we made earlier, the last few weeks have paid off. So again, we're just going to continue with that. Keep working it, and most certainly pay attention to those things.
Ron, Pete yesterday in the conference call with us said that he talked about the similarities between these two teams. And he said that you kind of run what he called, I think, a classic defensive-minded program, and much like his. Would you agree? And where do you see, if you see, any similarities?
I do, and I agree with what he said and the way he characterized it. And you can say that pretty much for any of the defensive head coaches in this league. I mean, Coach Zimmer is a great example. If you look at what they're doing in New York, you look at what they're trying to do in Buffalo. I mean, there's defensive coaches throughout that are trying to play this style of football. And I think, as we go back and look at it, you can say, controlling the line of scrimmage, controlling the clock, grinding it out. All those types of things, I think can be a good formula. And again, we're fortunate. We have a quarterback that is dynamic, just like they do. We both have aggressive styles of defenses. I do see the similarities. I really do. And I think his characterization of it fits a lot of other defensive coaches throughout this league. I mean, if you look at some of the things that a lot of these guys are trying to do.
Do you have any kind of weather contingency plan for tomorrow?
Yes, we're going to move the schedule up 30 minutes. So we'll try to get on the practice field 30 minutes earlier, so that we'll be able to hopefully dodge some of this weather that's coming. It's supposed to hit right around 11:15, 11:30. Hopefully we'll be well into practice and winding down at that time. But that's pretty much the only thing that we're going to try to do.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
I'm from Honolulu. We don't have a team. So
You get the Pro Bowl though.
yes.
You get the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, but that's like our only once in a year opportunity to really experience what your community experiences all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, I definitely think football is going to go international. I mean, I think Honolulu they have a great college, but they only bring out the recruits if they've already signed the letter of intent there. But honestly, I think football, there's so many great players that actually come out from the islands. So many great players. So it's not like they don't know about football. They just probably play rugby, and then when they get here, they learn how to play the game. But there's some great players that come from those islands.
Well, you have a great week, and look forward to seeing you play on Sunday.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
They're a good team. We understand that. They got great talent on their team. They're coached extremely well, and so are we. And, you know, it's going to tell a lot about our team moving forward. We played them earlier in the year, but I believe on both sides of the ball, we're a different team, and so are they. They're a different team as well.
I know you don't want you on a football, but have you been able to see what Russell's done in the second half of the season?
I've heard about it. He's been firing hot, but you know, I always say it about opposing offensive players. I don't get to prepare for those guys. I'm pretty sure that Coach Rivera would have a plan for those guys.
The fact that you guys spread the ball around so much, I mean, Seattle's defense usually just focuses on one guy. I mean, that helps you, but how?
Well, you know, the moment hasn't been too big for anybody on our team. You know, Teddy can probably have 7 or 8 catches just as well as Philly or, you know, Fun or, you know, Jericho. And, you know, he's probably been as consistent as anybody in this league with how Greg Olson's been playing. So, you know, it just dictated on how the game plays out. You know, we have a plan going into it, and everybody pretty much knows, you know, what their responsibility is. No one knows, okay, this game's going to be Ted's game. You know, we just play it out from first quarter to the last. And, you know, when you look at the stats at the end of the game, it's no surprise to anybody.
We need to look around and see, kind of move it back together, step back, keep trying to seal it back on the practice field.
It's good. It's good. It felt right. You know, we had a great practice this week. I mean, this is our second practice, though. We've been having great practices up until this point. You know, Teddy's looking fast. Jonathan's looking strong, and you know, that's what you want.
This year alone, now you're one game away from playing for the ultimate goal. Just reflecting on everything that you accomplished this year.
I think a lot of people are viewing it wrong. You know, we're not one game away. We have a game that's the most important for this year because it's the next game. We're not worried about the Super Bowl. That's irrelevant. You know, right now we're focused on the Arizona Cardinals. You know, great win today, great team win today. We just got to put it together. To find a way to win Sunday or Saturday.
Can you talk about the first play, the big run? What happened? Why did you get 60 yards on that simple looking play?
I don't know. I don't like that game. But yeah, it was just great execution. When I looked at the replay, I think somebody slipped and fell, and it's just great to see Stu back.
Cam, how nice was it? It's 14-0 before you even attempt a pass.
You can't draw it up like that. But yet, you know, we just got to find ways to complete a full game of football. We've been known to, you know, kind of let the foot off the throttle, you know, for us. And, you know, we just got to get that killer instinct. You know, yeah, we won a football game, but there's some things that we got to go back and huddle up and be better with.
Any added sweetness because it was Seattle that you guys beat here, or is it just another opponent?
Not necessarily. It was just the next team that's in the way, and it's going to be the same thing. Getting prepared for the Arizona Cardinals. Everybody's, you know, trying to make the most of the Super Bowl. Yeah, but the truth of the matter is, we're not going to have opportunity if we don't focus in and hone in for this week, and that's what makes it the most important game we played.
Hey Cam, have you guys proven anything just from the standpoint that you've advanced farther than you have in your time here in the playoffs, taking that step to the championship game?
I'm not understanding the question.
What have you proven by being able to get to the championship game?
We didn't prove nothing. We already knew, how we would have played. This time we were trying to get cool points from you guys, because we know you guys didn't pick us, so it's all right. We don't play for you guys. Don't take it offensive, but yet, our main objective is to believe in each other, the men that's in that huddle, and find ways to win football games. No matter how you win, just find a way to win.
Everyone not on the field is looking at 31-0 in the first half and just shaking their head in amazement. Was there any of that on your sideline? Like, I cannot believe this is where we're at this stage.
No. It's just a tale of execution. We need a little bit more of that in the second half. There's a lot of guys, playing with their butts tight, coaches with their butts tight. Yeah, at one point, fans and myself was butt tight too. But yeah, you just have to find ways to, get your groove back going. And, we need a little bit more of that on next Sunday.
Can you talk about the touchdown pass to Olsen?
I always tease those guys in the film room. No matter how good or great the catch is, I say, plus on the throw, subpar plus on the catch. But I think I concur when I say plus on the catch, okay on the throw. Greg did an unbelievable job battling his tail off all game, finishing runs, and we knew it was going to be a physical game for him to come back. After I'm not sure what the injury was, and never was disclosed to me. He just kept saying something over his hands to make the bigger catch, for the first down to keep the clock going. So that was big for us.
Now, was there a point in the fourth quarter where you worried it might be slipping away?
Sorry?
Was there a point in the fourth quarter where you worried it might be slipping away from you?
No, not really, because as long as I would have had the football, I feel like we had a chance. And the time was against those guys, but yet we knew that. And a lot of plays were eliminated due to, our philosophy at times was just to play keep away. We don't have to, take shots downfield, nor do we have to come up with this guru of a play call, when at the end of the day, the best thing we got going is time.
Thomas Davis said that some guys made fun of him when he was on hand the first time.
I did.
Yeah. You didn't?
I did.
You did?
I was always wondering why I'm not on Pam's team. I catch the ball every single shotgun snap. Then I put a case in, but I don't know. I'm telling you, like, these hands are tailgate approved, much appreciated. No gloves either. You know what I'm saying? No artificial, just straight organic hands. You don't see that a lot of times in this day and age. Yeah. I don't know. We're trying to tell Coach Schuler, man, just give me a chance. But yeah, hopefully.
Do you feel bad you made fun of Thomas?
Sir?
Do you feel bad that you made fun of Thomas, though?
I feel bad. Why should I feel bad with TD? TD is Charlotte's sweetheart.
Kim, you feel like you were getting out of the fans what you were hoping to get out of them there at the end when you were out, your team was out on defense?
Absolutely. Now, that's our edge. We knew coming into the whole playoffs, the best thing that we got going for us is, the fans of Bank of America Stadium. We've been a lot of different places, and at the end of the day, nothing compares to the support. Nothing compares to, when you score, when your defense is out there and screaming, blaring fans, or just giving us every single thing they got, screaming and chanting, and it pays off. You see guys jumping off sides, false starts here and there, and communication issues by the opposing team. It's not because of the defensive play call. More times than not, it's because of our fans supporting it and our fans making an impact in the game.
You mentioned you wish you were like a takeaway, a keep away in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
Was there a decidedly conservative game plan that you guys had?
I'm not sure. I'm a play caller. I want to be the play caller. My job is to execute whatever the play caller comes.
Can you talk about the victory lap, Cam?
Well, it's something that was brought to my attention last year. In our franchise history, we're notorious for keeping traditions going, and from what I know, every single time the Panthers win in the playoffs at home, we do our job with thanking the fans, and it was just a little nugget to give those guys that their efforts didn't go unnoticed, and we're going to need them more than ever next week.
And your emotions after it was right before the kneel down and we were jumping around pretty good on the field. What was your mind at that point?
Well, I felt pretty good. By that time we won. Just was hoping that we didn't get anybody hurt, but good that we didn't. I was just happy to put in the work that we put in all year, from OTAs to training camp. From the start of the season to now this point, it just means a lot. You guys work extremely hard at what you do, putting up columns and writing stories on countless hours through the day. But for us, the same efforts that go into coming in at 6:30, coming in at 7:30 a.m. When nobody's on the street, and now going home when it's pitch black outside, practicing rain, shine, sleet, or snow, and telling the determination from this team, the vibe that you get is we're putting ourselves in a great position to do something that hasn't been done here before. And it's this family culture that we have, from the coaches all the way down to, from management to, to the players. And to see it coming to fruition with winning big football games like today, it just means a lot.
Cam, Pierre Goodpatrick said that this wasn't about making a statement, this is about playing Carolina ball. Right. How would you describe Carolina ball?
Winning.
You guys have the chance to play in front of your home crowd again next week. What would your message to the fans be for next week's game? What do you expect?
Whatever you guys did today or last night, do it again times 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Have we ever hosted an NFC championship? So it said to do something that you've never done, or to get something that you never got, you got to do something that you've never done. And for us, we've never had that vibe in the streets of Charlotte, and I expect nothing less than what we saw today. Unbelievable atmosphere. You see a bunch of white towels, flaring around, guys playing with so much enthusiasm and passion. That's the thing about playoff football. I was describing to my family members yesterday while we were watching the New England or whoever was playing yesterday. Yeah, I think New England and the Chiefs. And when they scrolled past the fans, and I was just telling them, like, you don't get that, week 2. You don't get that week 4. Hell, you don't even get that week 16. It's just something different when you're playing in the playoffs that brings a different type of aura to the game, and we understand that, and the moment's just not too big for the guys in this locker room.
In similar vein, and A, do you get nervous? B, how nervous were you as this game is winding down and Seattle's closing the gap?
We'll get nervous. I think we prepared too much to be nervous. In some way, shape, form, we played this game numerous times in our head, watched numerous counts of film, kind of, made this adjustment and that adjustment. When you're put in the fire, you already, have, what you need to endure it. Nothing else needs to be done, said. No matter if we're up or we're down, just believe in the plan and keep going.
Hey Cam, you talk about Carolina football, and this year it seems like there's been such an added dimension with the explosiveness of the offense and the versatility of the offense, and then see you guys go up with 31 points in the first half.
Right.
Can you just kind of elaborate a little bit on how your confidence in the system and all the weapons that you have has kind of grown through this process?
It was like an open end, but for week 1, it's kind of like human nature to gain confidence as you win. When you see guys making plays, it's contagious, so to speak. For us, the thing that we got going, we've been winning so much that, when a guy makes a great play, running the football, passing the ball, it's kind of like contagious energy that the next person may get. But just as much as it is contagious doing things good, it's just as contagious, if not more, when things go bad. I think playoffs brings out more than any other time, the impact of the Big Mo, and that's momentum. And we've had that, since the clock started, in this game, and we didn't break. So for us, defensively, offensively, and special teams, the three phases of football, for us, we just got to keep going, and we all get confidence by each other.
Cam, there was a lot of little dabbers, and they watched you guys and all your camaraderie. Any words to rile them up this week?
To my little dabbers, hi first. But I don't want to say anything that may offend anybody, No pun intended.
Cam, Deshaun Watson was out there with you pregame. What's it been like to kind of have that relationship with him and share the successes that you both have had this season?
Deshaun's good. I spent a lot of time with him. And it's a relationship that doesn't necessarily need to be publicized, but yet, he is who he is. I am who I am, and I've known him since at that age now that to see what he's getting, all the accolades that he's getting, all the hype, he deserves it. He's a person that's very intuitive of who he is and what he can possibly represent and what he does represent now. And when we talk, it's just, talk for a lifetime. I pick his brain on some things. He picks my brain on some things. And he's a smart young man that deserves every single thing and more that he's going to get.
Cam, did you watch the Arizona game and early thoughts on facing the Cardinals?
I did. Peeked at it last night. It's going to be a great game. We understand that. We know that. We can't wait for no one to make plays for us. That's what it's going to come down to. The team that's executing and makes the least amount of mistakes is going to be the team that wins.
Great. Thank you.
Playoffs brings out more than any other time, the impact of the Big Mo, and that's momentum. And we've had that, since the clock started, in this game.
Back in the middle.